Hi guys, Hannah here and welcome to today's mini Zentangle session. Today is week 7, day 5, and apologies for my voice. The materials we're going to use today are a black fine liner pen, if you don't have one, a black biro, a black pencil, a tortillon or blending stump, and if you haven't got one, an earbud, and a white square of card, and this one measures 5 by 5 centimetres or 2 by 2 inches. If you'd like to get yourself something to drink, your materials ready and settle down comfortably, we can begin. So as I mentioned yesterday, this tangle does require a little bit of concentration. So it might be that I have to draw across a couple of tiles so that you can follow. It took me quite a few times of drawing this before I got the hang of it. So what I've done is, starting with my pen, I've just drawn a zigzag going from the top down to the bottom, and you'll notice that they're not all the same length, but the principle is that they need to be that part there needs to be a distance apart, and I've just made a pig's ear of explaining that. But what I mean is that we don't want to do a zigzag that looks like that. It's the spacing that's more important than the length of the zigzag. So the easiest way to explain this is to say left and right. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to try and do this without actually moving my tile, because I do think that that could confuse you guys a little bit more. So I'm going to start on the right hand side, and I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to draw a straight line down to about the middle of there, and then moving down to the next peak, if you like, I'm going to draw another straight line down to there, and again the next one down. Now this one here doesn't have one to go to, so I'm going to leave it, and at this point I think that looks like the side angle when you're looking at cliffs. Okay, sticking with the right hand side, I'm then going to draw another line going from this peak up to the centre of the previously drawn line, and then I'm going to repeat it. And again, I've not got one that I can draw to there, so I'm just going to leave that side. So on the right hand side we've got 1, 2, 3 peaks that I'm drawing from, and again yours will differ depending upon how many zigzags you drew to start off with. So there's two options now. I can either turn my tile upside down and repeat it with it on the other side. And I think what I'll do for this example is I'm going to do that, and then I will draw it where I don't move the tile. I know I said I wouldn't. So starting from the bottom, I'm going to draw a line to there, from that peak to the centre of that one, from that peak to the centre of that one, and then I've got this line here so I can go to the centre of that one, and then starting from the top I can bring that one down, that one down, that one down, and that one down, so we have something that looks a little bit like that. And I'm going to do that again for you, and this time I'm not going to move my tile. So I'm going to start again by drawing a zigzag from the top to the bottom, and I've gone from corner to corner because you can fit more in that way. And then I turn my tile that way again, so we have the left and we have the right. So starting from this first peak, I'm going to draw to the centre of the one below. The second peak, the centre of the one below. the third peak, the centre of the one below. And on this occasion I must have been able to fit in another one, so I'm going to draw that one down. And this is where I think it looks like the side of a cliff. And on this occasion I'm going to draw this bit. I'm going to move to the left hand side and I'm just going to repeat. I'm going to draw from that peak to the centre of the one below. And I'm not doing this to confuse you, honestly. I'm just showing you that there's two ways of drawing this. But I'm well aware that because it is slightly complicated, it's one of those that does require a little bit of thinking, and different people understand things in different ways. So going back to the right hand side, I've got this tip here. I'm going to go to the centre of there. And then for this peak, I'm going to go to the centre of that one. And then the centre of that one. And then the centre of that one. So we're finished on the right hand side now. Moving to the left, I'm going to go from this peak to the centre of that one. This peak to the centre of that one. This peak to the centre of that one. And then finally that last one. So that's what we've got. Oops, and here's the one that I drew a minute ago. And you can see that they're exactly the same apart from that extra zigzag I got in. But they're both drawn, well, this one was drawn all the right hand side first and then the left. Now with the shading, this one for me doesn't really require too much in the way of shading, but I would put shading along the top of the first drawn zigzags, and then I would just blend it out, excuse me. So you've got something that looks like that, and then because I think that this one sits underneath that one, I would then add some shading to that one. And then again on the other side. Now, because this one is difficult, it might take a couple of tries before you get it. But I have to say that the end result, I think is quite pretty. So I'm going to show you some examples now. Here's the one that I drew earlier. And you'll notice the shading with these two, they're the same. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you how much you can decorate this one, embellish it to make it look different. So here's one I did where I drew the original zigzags much wider. And then inside I've just drawn another triangle, and I've just very simply drawn straight lines in them, and you'll notice that all the lines, they're staying in their own triangle, they're going in the same direction, but each triangle they're going in different directions. This one here I've done exactly the same, and I've drawn a triangle, but instead of the lines I've just coloured it in. And this one here I've just embellished it by drawing a curved line, like a semicircle if you like, in between each of these. And in fact, what I'll do while I'm here is I will show you how. So I'm going to choose this triangle here, and all I've done is go from tip to tip, and you'll notice that I'm not really making this semicircle very wide. And then in the middle I've put a circle that I've just coloured in, and then I've gone through and I've filled in all of the other ones, and that's how you end up like that. And this one Well, this one looks extremely complex, and that's why I haven't put any shading in it. This is one of the tangles that we've done previously, and I've gone inside each one of them and I've embellished them. So you can see there's lots of different ways that you can decorate this tangle, but I hope you have a go. I hope the difficulty level of it hasn't put you off, because I do think it's really rather pretty. I hope you've enjoyed today's session, and please join me tomorrow for week 7, day 6, when we're going to put together everything that we've learnt during the week. Take care. Bye for now.